this very late edition of the Boob Tube Buddies podcast featuring our discussion of AMC's Better Call Saul, episode 3 of the 3rd season entitled Sunk Costs. Just a couple of quick bits of information before we get into it. You can check out all of our content at www.boobtubebuddies.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Reddit, or just the old-fashioned way at boobtubebuddies@gmail.com. We'll make sure all your thoughts, theories, everything like that get on air. Without further ado, let me introduce my co-host. My name is Foxman, and I'm joined by the regalo helado to my Los Pollos Hermanos. What's up, Giblets?
Oh, man, so Espanol. And I'm so glad I got moved up from guest to co-host.
I thought you might like that.
So excited.
That was intentional. And apologies to everybody. This is a late podcast, not as in our normal late where we record at fucking midnight the night of, but it's 2 days late because I had a
case of the sniffles?
I had a wicked case of the fucking sniffles, yes. So it was impossible. But anyway, we are here. So let's get into it. We have not talked about the episode at all. In fact, we did both just watch it for the first time together.
That's true.
What'd you think of this episode?
And you yelled at me whenever I try to say anything about it. Save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast. I hate it. I, of course, loved it. I was hoping it was going to be more action-packed. I was hoping it was going to be more from the preview, but I was still definitely satisfied. I'd give it a solid... Because of Mike's move, I'd give it an 8.
Okay, I'd probably still give it a 7.5. I really like the way that they really amped up the Chuck versus Jimmy thing.
Yes.
I like Mike's special ops. Anytime he gets into that stuff, I find it very interesting. And in the very beginning, when he meets with Gustavo, or Gus, I guess.
Ernie's dad.
Yeah. That scene was just awesome. And
yes.
I love that he basically doesn't back down, like he's... Not done with Hector.
I really love Gus as well from Breaking Bad. So those two together, I mean, it's just...
Okay, so let's get into the first segment, which everybody knows that's ever listened to a Boob Tube Buddies podcast. It's a little segment where we sum up the entire episode in 140 characters or less. A little segment that we like to call Summon It Up in a Tweet.
Oh yeah, we're summon it up, so summon it up. Summon it up, oh yeah, we're summon it up. Oh yeah, we're summon it up, so summon it up. Summon it up and up.
Tweet.
All right, my esteemed co-host. What you got for me?
All right, I did a rhyme this time.
This time?
This time.
Just mixing it up. A little mixed bag, kind of like our Jib Jab segment that is supposed to be a mixed bag and is always songs until...
Tonight.
Nice.
Shit's hitting the fan. Will Jimmy be bar banned?
Oh, God.
Mike executed a killer plan. Orchestrated by Gus the Man.
Could you not read your handwriting for a second?
I
knew it.
Shit, I was frozen.
The way that your brow furrowed, like, what is this
Deer in
chicken
headlights.
scratch shit?
It's like, oh no, dead air.
Okay. 30 days in the hole. Nope. Just one. Jimmy flirting with his hoe, the lawyer one. Mike throwing shoes like he's the goat, takes on Salamanca's men, that's all she wrote. And that is Summon It Up in a Tweet.
Summon it up in a tweet. Summon it up in a tweet. Summon it up in a tweet.
Okay, buddy, what'd you think?
Dude, I mean, hands down, you're blowing me out of the water with some of the tweets for Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
The thing is that one did not, I feel like, have too much... actual substance to it, just cue
I still liked it.
You liked it?
Of course.
Okay. All right, thanks, man. Well, of course you like, you fucking misogynist. I called Kim Wexler his hoe.
And the lawyer one of many.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're going to break the episode up into, essentially, there are just two diverging plot lines here. We have Mike's, and then we have Jimmy's, so... Which one were you wanting to start with?
Let's fire it off with Jimmy's.
Okay, good deal. So
I can't remember what I said earlier.
Yeah, it was. You were right. Yeah, because I did separate my notes, and if you'd done it the other way around, I would have said, "No, let's do Jimmy's." Okay, so it starts off with Jimmy talking to his secretary, Francesca, on the phone. It's exactly where last episode ended. He's walked outside now. He lights up a cigarette, sits on the curb, tells her to cancel his appointments for the next day. He knows what's about to come.
And this is like, what, her third day on the job?
Yeah, he even tells her later, he's like, this is not a typical week around here.
Man.
Oof. So Chuck comes out and starts giving him the old, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
It's for your own good, son.
God damn
Just
it.
fucking slug him in the face. Why is he just able to walk out anytime he pleases, by the way?
I don't know. So I think that he has turned the corner a little bit on his thing. Like, obviously, people can't bring the electronics into his house because he still wants the comfort in his home. But
Right.
he did tear down the walls with the
I think that was part of his plan. I don't think he was doing that from his mental thing. I think he was doing that to get sympathy from...
I think it was both,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, because he does seem to be better. I mean,
Yeah.
even towards last season, obviously, there was the meltdown in the hospital.
I mean, he still has the conch on his head from the FedEx thing and then the hospital and everything.
Yeah, I guess he has turned the corner this season.
Rapidly?
Yeah, rapidly.
I like
Good point. Good point. Yeah, I totally forgot that it was at the end of last season
Right,
that all
I mean,
that shit
pretty much
happened.
just happened. And he's out, not only is he out in the sun talking to him, but Jimmy at this point has his watch back on, he's got his phone in his pocket, and he's standing right next to him.
Yeah.
Completely unhinged.
And so, yeah, I mean,
Unscathed, not unhinged.
he's just ranting and frothing at the mouth like a goddamn lunatic. Oh, Jimmy, what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life? Turn the corner.
So he just says all this fucking shit about how it's for the best and he is going to be pressing charges, but you're going to find your path and this really is what's for the best. And Jimmy's like, one day you're going to get sick again. They're going to take you to the hospital, you get hooked up to the machines, and you're going to die there alone.
Hello. Nice memory, dude. That was almost verbatim.
Yeah, thanks. I wrote it down.
I know, I saw.
So he gets processed into jail as Hurry Sundown by Little Richard is playing. And
Why is that important? Why'd you ask me about that in the show, too?
I just asked you because this was a cool sounding song.
Oh, you looked it up? You didn't know it either?
Huh? No, I knew it. I'm like what's that program where it's Shazam? I'm like Shazam.
Soundhound?
No, I looked it up.
I knew you did.
What is Soundhound?
Same thing as Shazam, only
Like
it's
knockoff version?
It's like the J-Mart version of it.
The J-Mart?
Is the Kmart version of Kmart.
There is such a thing called J-Mart?
No. But that's
Are
what
you J-Mart?
I'm J Smart.
Oh, God.
More like J Stupid.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Please stop.
Back on
And our
track.
listenership.
Those two hilarious jokes.
Yes. So District Attorney Oakley comes in. This is the guy that he's traded barbs with in the bathroom and stuff in
He
previous
was very
ones.
jealous about his Davis and Maine.
Yeah,
gig.
exactly. And the guy, it's all good-natured, but the guy ribs him pretty hard. But, I mean, it is actually kind of good-natured.
Yeah,
throughout the whole
it is.
episode.
But I mean, like you said, I'm sure he feels that, but it's not really Jimmy's fault. So he's kind of like, you know, it's like the rich kid in the neighborhood that you kind of hate for no reason.
Who is the rich kid in that scenario?
Brandon Griffith.
Okay, first off, reference nobody else gets. But, I mean, are you talking about District Attorney Oakley, or are you talking about Jimmy?
No, Oakley's got like this scorn towards Jimmy because he's like the, you know.
Oh, the
just
cool kid, the
on
popular kid.
Yeah, he's like on a high and mighty pedestal, and he wishes he could be like that, but isn't.
So wait, were we all the rich kid to you?
Everybody's rich compared to me. You remember how I was growing up?
Watering down that apple juice till there was nothing left.
Ooh, nice nod to Bryan Cranston, because that would... Cranston! Because in Malcolm in the Middle, he used to water down apple juice. And
Oh, that's true. He did. Is that where your dad got it
Full
from?
circle, yeah.
That, by the way, is absolutely a truism for Jables.
It's very true.
They would buy apple juice like once every quarter, and then his dad would,
every quarter.
when it got halfway down, his dad would put water in it, and that would go on and on and on till it was literally just
water.
the shittiest tasting water you've ever drank.
And an apple juice.
Because the problem is eventually it does taste just like water, but like there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, it has sort of that tang of used to be apple.
Yeah, I would say it's after like refill 6, probably.
Yeah, but that's really the sweet spot for us. That was
spot.
birthday juice.
Birthday juice! That's pretty good. Okay, then we see the cool little montage of Kim Wexler getting dressed. What'd you think about that?
I'm trying to think of the joke I made. What was it?
I told you to write it down,
Fuck.
so read your notes. What do you got?
Past, why Balder?
That's literally how I'm reading it.
Oh, Dexter!
Too.
Dexter was it. Dexter was it.
Okay, I got you. It was like the intro for Dexter.
Right, with
Yeah,
all the
because he's tying his
close-ups
shoes,
and
he's cooking his breakfast,
Cutting
and
the ham, and she's putting on the toothpaste.
he's putting the white t-shirt
putting
over his
on
head.
Visine, which I didn't know that regular people did.
Regular people, as in not stoners,
Not
basically.
stoners, yeah. What's she doing Visine for?
I don't know. Is that a thing people do?
Maybe she's a cold-hearted bitch and can't have tears of her own.
Oh my god.
No?
You are such a misogynist.
Did you cross your arms and look at me like that?
I did cross my arms.
I see that.
Man, I'm posturing at you. So anyway, she ends up going into the courtroom, and Jimmy's in there in his jumpsuit, and she wants to represent him. Jimmy basically shoots her down in front of the judge, and
The judge allowed more than I thought she should. I mean, with some lady just walking up, you know, he gave her answer. I mean, I guess she's a little lenient because she knows them and the situation. But
I've mentioned it on the podcast before that my father was a judge, so I grew up whenever I'd go visit him, I'd end up, sitting in his courtroom and observe. And it even that limited amount of time from my childhood, just, hours here every couple of weeks in the courtroom, it is laughable to ever witness anything in a courtroom on TV.
about how
It's so ridiculously
Okay.
fake. But I will say that Better Call Saul, at the very least, the courtrooms look like actual courtrooms. You know, that, like, bland, sterile kind of look? Because you watch a show like fucking Gotham or Flash or anything else, and it's like this fucking rich, ornate wood. It looks like something that, like,
Mahogany?
stuffy old Republican white men, like
Nice.
plantation owners, would be sitting in and talking about their Negro slaves. Yeah, like that's how it always ends up looking. You know what I mean? Like that rich,
Yeah, I know
deep
exactly what
polished
you're
wood.
talking
So I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've ever dropped the word Negro.
Don't throw we. I wasn't a part of that.
Yeah, that was all you talking about the women being the
Oh,
hoes.
no. Kelly
and the-
Choi is definitely going to think it was me if she listened to this one.
Oh, I don't know if Kelly Choi listens
She
to Better Call
doesn't.
Saul. Everybody fucking hates us.
I know. Why the fuck?
God, I mean,
Let's just cut-
We're doing Walking Dead and we're riding high, walking on sunshine.
Dead Sunshine.
And then we start Better Call Saul, and it's just, I mean,
Better get a different podcast.
pretty cool. But no, listenership's pretty much the same. We just haven't heard from Kelly Choi
or
or
Nanners. I miss her
Nanners.
so much.
stop it. Okay, so
Shout out to Mark Coxon.
I hate all these random
Just in case he's
references.
listening.
But all these random references nobody gets is terrible.
He knows.
All right, can you at least say our friend in Cambodia?
Is that where he is now?
Yeah.
He changes every 3 days.
Oh my god.
Oh, he does.
Okay, all right, off this. So, also, I will say, only $2,500. That is crazy low amount for him to get out on bail.
Oh, yeah. For
Because
sure.
I have spent a time or two in the clink myself.
What?
And never was my bond that low. And I've never done anything mega
I
serious.
was just going to say, but...
Assault with a deadly weapon.
God damn, you stole my sweet joke.
Is that what you're going to say?
Something like that.
That was
Like,
actually my charge.
Jimmy's never killed anybody.
But I fought the law in the...
Foxman.
Okay.
Because it's Judge Daddy.
Oh my god, please stop it. It's so embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, we're going to actually talk about the show during this podcast?
Yeah, Walking Dead, right?
Regaling counts of our past.
Talking about childhood friends. Okay, anyway, moving on. So Jimmy gets out and he goes to explain to Kim exactly what happened. And I mean, he tells her exactly what it was. And then he says, like, I didn't want you to be the lawyer because I didn't want you to have to divert your attention away from the Mesa Verde case and let him ruin our business too. And then you actually called it out very early. Well, no, what Chuck is angling for is to get him disbarred.
Yes.
The ultimate disruptor of their business.
That's all he's ever wanted.
Yeah, it is. He does. He basically.
But he didn't want to extort him, so he actually what he did is he found a legal way to extort him out of practicing law.
Boxes him in is
Exactly.
the way that Jimmy refers to it. But I mean, that is what he's always angled for, and it just, I think that he really like wants that for himself. He really does look at Jimmy as being like a fuck up, somebody who's always going to be this black stain on his own sterling reputation.
Right.
And so I don't know. It's in line with everything else that he's basically ever done. So and then that's when he walks out, and right when he talks to the receptionist, he's like, I need a ride to my car. And by the way, I know this is only like your third day, but not every week's like
Ride
this.
to my car.
Oh, man.
Kim Wexler handled everything with grace, I feel, during this
She
episode.
handles everything with grace.
Yeah, that's true. She puts up with a lot of his
So
shit.
much shit. Oh, my God.
She's a keeper.
It's exactly like last week when we were talking about it, and we said, like, she is great for him, but he is fucking
Terrible.
awful
Yes.
for her.
Which I'm glad, because he needs someone like that around.
I mean, he does, but she does not deserve to be dragged through the mud.
Whatever, we know how he ends up. Well, before Cinnamon Days.
But we don't know how she ends up.
Yeah, I don't see her at Cinnabon or in Breaking Bad.
Well, that's good that we don't see her at Cinnabon. No offense to anybody working at Cinnabon out there, but I mean, I doubt that there's anybody listening that was a lawyer, up-and-coming,
prestigious
ambitious lawyer, had her own practice, and then now is managing a Cinnabon in Seneca Falls.
Not even managing. She'd have to be one of his employees, because he's the manager.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Kim.
Oh, man.
She'd probably fucking do it, too.
Yeah,
She's probably in the
would.
back washing dishes. Yeah. We just haven't seen her yet.
Oh, man. Okay, so that's when Jimmy goes back to the courthouse, and he's sitting there and he's talking to District Attorney Oakley. He's kind of buttering him up a little bit, you know, just trading some jabs here and there, but very friendly, and then finds out nobody from the district attorney's office here is going to be prosecuting this case because all of them know Jimmy, so they've gone outside of Albuquerque to some other place, and they're bringing in I don't know, District Attorney Hay or whatever. That's what it is,
More
right?
like
Hay?
District Attorney. Hi.
Oh, that's not even a joke.
Oh, she's like a black lady.
But I thought that was a gay thing that you just did.
I did sound gay.
Yeah.
No, like, I.
Oh, this is the exact same. Your face was just weirder.
Let's move on.
By
I'm
the
not
way,
saving that.
the person who plays District Attorney Hay, and I'm sure you haven't watched it because it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but she plays the principal in the show Vice Principals. Super funny. It has Walter Goggins, and you don't know who that is. And it also has, Danny McBride. Do you know who that is?
Eastbound and Down?
Yeah! And actually, the show is very much like that, mainly because Danny McBride is always...
Egotistical and just...
He's just
Danny
always
McBride,
himself
yeah.
in everything that he does, which I think is hilarious. I think he's
Yes.
great in everything. He's going to be in the new Aliens movie, by the way.
Really?
And I wonder how that's going to be.
Huh.
Because I can't see him doing anything but himself, but if he plays that shtick, then that's fine.
I bet that little mini alien inside is going to eat him.
What's his character's name in... Oh, Kenny Powers?
Yes.
I feel like he is Kenny Powers in Tropic Thunder. I feel like he's
Yep.
He's definitely going to be Kenny Powers in Alien.
That's going to be fun.
I can't wait.
I haven't seen the original Alien, so...
You've never seen any Alien?
No.
None of them.
Or Predator.
Did you see the recent one? I'm forgetting what it was. It was like Covenant, or it wasn't Covenant, but something like that. Oh, it was really good. It had Michael Fassbender. Do you know who that is?
I know who Bender is from Futurama.
Oh my God, you're the worst!
Why
You're
would I-
doing a TV
why would I
podcast.
say,
You don't know
what
anything.
the fuck do I do a TV podcast for? I don't know anything about
Jesus
TV.
Christ. Okay, so the prosecutor, she shows up at Chuck's house, and she interviews Chuck, who, I mean, he's pretty fair about the whole thing, the way that he's describing it. I mean, he's a fucking dick, but
Right.
he is being fair. I mean, he's not pushing for any of the extra charges, but
again,
he's angling.
It's all part of his plan.
He's fucking scheming. That runs in the family. But I mean, to his credit, if you're going to outsmart Jimmy, you have to be really fucking clever about it, because Jimmy's really fucking slippery.
Yeah, you have to definitely 12 your 61s and 16 your 12s.
Yes, nice. Good reference. Finally, a fucking reference that lands.
Hallelujah.
Hi.
No, it's more like, "Arr."
Okay, so getting to the last Jimmy and Kim part in the episode, they meet out back. They're sharing a Stinkle Pop, and
Nobody knows what a Stinkle Pop is but you and me.
A cigarette?
You think it's
I
a
feel like in
commentary?
context, everybody knows what a stinkle
Sharing
pop
a
is.
stinkle pop. I can't believe you said that. That's what I would say.
I thought that was just natural.
We'll leave it up to the listeners to see if they've ever heard of
right.
puffing on a stinkle.
Here's a Twitter poll. Did all of you know that I meant cigarette when I said stinkle pop? I feel like that was really obvious.
I mean, only because they watched the episode.
Do you know why the show's called Better Call Saul? Do you know why his name is Saul Goodman? Okay, so anyway, there's a couple of cute little parts here. Obviously, she's always down to help him out. He says that they offered something. It's pretrial diversion, which I have also had.
Attaboy.
Yes, and all he has to do is a year of keeping clean, and it'll be all good. But he does have to write into the bar association,
Mexico.
and he'll definitely get disbarred. And the problem with fighting it is it will eventually make its way up to the bar association, and Chuck knows all of them. They're all his cronies. He's made half their careers, and so basically Jimmy is boxed in. That's when he uses that phrase, but she is going to help him. They are going to fight it. And she is now being dragged into the mud with him.
And they're going to shove that PPD up Chuck's ass. Her words.
Yes, that is exactly what she said. Okay, so let's go over to our first segment of the night. I'm going to do 2 truths and 1 big little lie. Does that work for you?
Because I'm still researching Jib Jab.
Okay, here is 2 truths and 1 big little lie.
Let's play a game called
2 truths and 1 big
Little Lie.
All right.
Are you mocking me, you piece of shit?
Just
Fine,
jumping
do
in.
it. Just do it. Go.
As the supreme leader and the one that's destroying your reputation and winning big truth and something about.
Oh, cool. Nailed it. 2-1, right? You're up 2-1.
Definitely up 2-1.
Yes.
So, truth 1. He is one of the... Oh, I guess I can't tell you.
I have literally no idea who we're doing this about, so
I'm
off to a
actually
good
going
start.
Fuck Chuck is who I did. Michael McKean.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
That's who I did mine on. And
Gotcha.
the first truth is he's one of the only people to have been an SNL host, musical guest, and cast member. Truth 2. He is a Jeopardy champion. Truth 3. He was the first guest Jon Stewart ever had on The Daily Show.
The third one's the only one that sounds true, which makes me kind of think it's the one that's false. But in the first one, you made a list, and we've talked about the list before, so I feel like you would shy away from the list because you wouldn't want to screw me over by cheating after we'd already set down the... What? What do you have?
Oh, I was just going to say, remember, we also talked... No, I don't want to sweat. I'm just not saying anything.
Because you know that I'm just trying to goad you into...
Exactly. You find out your thing on your own.
Okay, real quick again, the Saturday Night Live, he
Okay.
is the only one to host, be a musical guest, and a cast member. Okay, second one was he is a Jeopardy, champion.
Or the first
I'm
guest.
going to say he's not a Jeopardy champion.
He is a Jeopardy champion.
Damn!
To be fair, it was a celebrity tournament. But he won that. He won $1 million for his charity.
Jesus Christ, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And he actually is. He and Dan Aykroyd are the only 2 people in the world to be an SNL host, musical guest, and cast member.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I should have stuck with my first gut check. Oh, fuck.
That was actually Michael J. Fox was the first guest ever.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that. What, are you gonna say something? Why are you staring at me like a fucking creep? Jesus
I felt
Christ.
so fucking creepy.
Making fucking moon eyes at me over there. I was afraid you're gonna try to slip some fucking tongue across the table.
It's because I wanted to say something, but I didn't.
Okay, well, next time just fire whatever the fuck it is off, because I can't deal with that again.
Keep those bedroom eyes to myself.
Warm ass fucking blanket
Blanket
for it. Yes. Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, so you ready for my jib jab, buddy?
Yes, I am. No, I'm ready for your 2 truths.
Okay, good. I was just stalling because I didn't have it up. All right, so I did mine on
Even after the bedroom eyes?
Yeah, nope. I did mine on Juan Carlo Esposito, which is Gustavo Fring.
Ooh, nice.
So you ready?
That's not who you said you were doing.
Who did I say I was doing?
I don't know, but it wasn't him.
It was him.
Okay.
Okay. Now that that's settled, truth one. He was the co-host on Tool Time, a fictitious TV show with Tim Allen's hit sitcom Home Improvement. I just made that up.
It's like, dude.
Because I did the
Santa Claus,
Yeah,
I get it all tying together. Yeah.
Okay. No, seriously,
I'm
doing
getting
this
this
now.
one for sure.
Truth one. His mother was an African-American opera and nightclub singer from Alabama, and his father was an Italian stagehand and carpenter from Naples. Truth two. Juan Carlo was nominated for an Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series award at the 2012 Emmys, but lost to co-star Aaron Paul. Bitch! Truth three. His full name is Juan Carlo Francesco Giovanni Matteo Esposito.
Wowzers. All right. I'm going to think that the first one is a lie.
The first one is a lie. So you're saying he was not the co-host on Tool Time? No, but you're saying his
The
mother,
mom and dad shit?
because
Yeah.
it was way too much shit.
Right.
Okay. That was an actual truth.
Gosh damn it.
Yes, you were wrong, my friend. His full name is not Juan Carlo Francesco Giovanni Matteo Esposito. It's Juan Carlo Giuseppe Alessandro Esposito.
How is that not fucking tricky? That's exactly what
It's
you said.
all different names except for his first and last one that everybody knows.
That sounded all Greek to me. You might as well have just said him in a mask.
You never heard of Giuseppe? You've never heard of Matteo? How about Giovanni? How about Francesco? None of those are names you've heard before?
They're ice cream flavors
It's
I've
all-
tried.
You fucking child.
Why am I sitting like this? What the fuck is wrong?
Putting both hands on your knee,
Jesus
leaning
Christ.
forward with your shoulder buried into your
my
cheek.
eyes at you.
God
The
damn
fucking
it.
Valentine's Day special.
Oh God, don't rub your belly at me now. You're a fucking creep. And you're drenched in sweat. Oh my
I'm
God.
nervous.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so anyway, we are now tied again.
Yeah,
3-2.
nothing.
So you're crushing me. 3-2.
And crushing on you.
Yeah, apparently. I hate it. I can't wait till this episode's over so we can get out of this fucking hellhole. Okay, so anyway, that was 2 truths and 1 big little lie. We're going to go ahead and throw over to our wacky lawyer ad, which is an honest-to-God real lawyer's ad that we have pulled off the internet, and it just really, all of these remind me of something that, that Saul would do.
Nice.
So anyway, we're going to throw to that. We'll be right back.
And one big
Little lie.
Permanently injured, size matters. The bigger your check, the better. I'm Lowell, the Hammer Stanley, 459 cash. I hammer insurance companies for the biggest checks, better benefits, damages from everyone to blame. I do more to get you more. I don't stop hammering until the size of your check satisfies you. Call me and let's talk about size. Lowell, the Hammer Stanley, 459 cash, 459 cash.
Oh, God, I'm so fucking close to saying all right again, regardless. I'm a fucking monster. Okay, so let's get into Mike's plotline. It starts off with a scene that made very little sense at first until peppered in with the rest of the stuff, and it is a truck driving through the desert. I pretty much always welcome those shots regardless, because they're fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
these
it's pretty chill
sweeping
looking,
shots of
right.
like the desert and all of its gorgeous expanse. And so the truck's powering through. We see interspliced with that shots of these shoes dangling, which I think isn't that how like gangs like delineate their territory
I
sometimes?
thought it was for like when some gang killed somebody, they threw things up there to mark the body or some shit like that.
Or maybe it's just kids throwing them up there and like pretending like there's gang stuff happening.
Probably.
Yeah, probably more that than anything.
Yeah, sure, those fucking gangster. All right, now let me take my sneakers off and throw them on a fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we find out that the reason why is because of what's gonna come up here in a little bit with the really fucking cool, it's not a heist, but the little hijinks that he performs.
It's an elaborate scheme. I'm really proud of him.
It is, and so the real first Mike scene of the episode starts off with exactly where the last one ended from last.
I'm answering the phone.
Yes, and Gus is actually on the phone talking to him,
which I called.
No, you didn't. I called it.
Oh, fuck that!
You piece of fucking
it's
shit!
Recorded.
I will strangle you to death.
Recorded. Are you playing a character right now, or do you think that's? Actually...
I called it.
No, you said I said it was Gus, and you said no. He's too smart for that. It's going to be one of his henchmen.
No, it was the other way around. Everybody knows
wait
it.
For people to go back and check it out.
Nobody's going to go back and check it out. They're going to take my word on it because I've been doing this for a year, and you just hopped on for a couple of shitty fucking interviews. Suck a dick. So anyway, Gus does end up pulling up, and he comes out and they chat. Fucking great scene. Yeah, I mean, and it was pretty early on.
I love the mutual respect too. Like,
agreed.
Shoot, you're fucking loaded. You don't pull it out. We won't pull ours out. You have my word.
They both recognize each other as professionals within the game.
I love it.
Yes, and I really just like how Gus instantly gets the mentality of Mike too.
Yes.
Like he understands that all the stuff in the beginning about the threat to the family, but it's not a threat anymore. So what's the real motivation? Mike doesn't like that Hector Salamanca had the innocent bystander murdered because he wasn't part of the game. Exactly. And Gustavo understands his sense of justice, I think, as he phrases it. So they're talking about it, but obviously Gus needs Hector Salamanca not dead because he is tied in with the drug cartel in Mexico, just like Gus is, but it's different. In fact, I think Hector Salamanca is technically like above him in the pecking order, right?
I thought they were rival competitors.
I think that they're all from the same drug cartel.
Maybe from the same drug cartel, but I think they're definitely...
Yeah, I think that their territories overlap all the time.
Right.
Yes, I definitely think that they're always combative.
Right, I think that was... that came back with the very opening scene before the credits and everything with the tattered shoes. Because my take on that was that's in the future. Because those are the shoes that Mike threw up.
Oh, I see. Okay, because now Los Pollos Hermanos has that track.
It was the only one.
That's a good point.
That was, I'm saying, okay, well, now Gus has this.
Absolutely, that's what happened.
After Mike did
Now
that.
that you say that, it's definitely obvious. That is absolutely what happened. So the first scene is actually in the future because now Mike has basically made sure that truck and those two guys are no longer running that route.
This is now Gus's territory.
Good point. Man, look at you finally getting the past versus present versus...
I know. It's all the black and white. Anytime I see black and white, I always assume fucking past for some reason. Always.
Generally speaking, I think that's a safe assumption in most shows.
Right.
I mean,
there's lots of signs that pointed to it being in the future. I was just being a huge fucking loser.
I know.
About that.
What we're referencing for anybody tuning in for the first time is Jables, literally up until...
Two episodes ago?
Yeah, so multiple seasons thought that all the Cinnabon stuff was in the past.
Was before Better Call Saul.
Old school Slip and Jimmy days. Yes.
But that's why, thinking back, I don't even know how I could have possibly thought that.
What would that...
He's got a different fucking name. He's bald.
He's bald.
Everything says fucking future.
The bald part, more
but
the
it's
hairline.
black and white.
Oh, God.
But he's got wrinkles, but it's in black and white.
But anyway, so he is told by Gus, like, if you want to mess with him, you can mess with him.
Nice
but
Gus voice.
You cannot kill him. Right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's not that good.
I love their plan. Like, shooting that guy, I never saw it coming. It was fucking genius.
So good. So he goes to that clinic. He ends up getting the coke from the guy,
right.
And he stuffs it in with his rifle bag. He gets up on that ridge. He has it in his sights. We see the truck. What is the name of that of the company again? It's not Los Pollos Hermanos. It's Regalo Helado. So the guys get out underneath the thing, and Mike's trained in on him with the scope. It doesn't seem like his MO to just fucking blast them.
I was so surprised that he was just going to fucking kill these guys after all he does to not pull the trigger.
I was doubting it was going to happen, but there was a part of me that was like, that does not really seem like well aligned with his personality.
So I was really glad it played out the way it did.
Agreed. So the scene's great because they walk over and pop open this little hatch, and he fires a shot straight up in the air. And so they dive to the ground. He fires another one. Eventually, he's fired enough to where they think, oh, it's just somebody hunting in the vicinity.
Which I also didn't buy, because when you're hunting, not that I go hunting, but what I take from going hunting, if you shoot once, those animals aren't going to be there anymore. So you're not going to have just random pow, pow.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and in a forest, I think that's probably true.
Oh, yeah,
but
where are they going to run? That's
exactly,
true.
yeah.
Right.
Desert's pretty, and I mean, obviously there are gullies and ditches and all sorts of things and ravines that they can duck into, but I still think that you have a lot more leeway, a lot more runway to be able to fire at them after like multiple times.
I'll take the bait.
Okay. So anyway, they pop back in the car, and that's when he fucking like amazing target practice hits the thing, and
Well, he's
just,
got tons of.
of course,
that
it's
wasn't
not unreasonable
shocking,
at all.
Not at all.
The shoe scene was funny, trying to throw the shoes up there. Yes. I'm glad that he didn't nail it on the first try, because that would have just been. They just wouldn't have been in line with the show.
Superman. I mean, you know how hard it is to fucking chuck uneven. I mean, it's not like he has practiced hurling shoes like that.
Agreed.
So
yeah.
even if he was like a good marksman, you have to have a couple go rounds.
Agreed.
So,
and it's just funny. Like, it's funny to watch the show. There's no music playing. It's just him silently go 1, 2, 3.
He didn't really get discouraged. He wasn't.
No, it's always Stoic Mike.
Dude.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was really funny. So anyway, they go to the weigh-in station, or not weigh-in station, but the customs, and they basically get spotted for this because of the drug sniffing dog, and now they are no longer in it. So he's fucking with Hector Salamanca's crew.
I love it.
It was fucking great. So that is Jimmy's stuff. That's Mike's stuff. Let's do one last segment, a segment that everybody has grown to love, a segment that was supposed to be a mixed bag like we talked about at the beginning of the episode, but has turned into basically a song corner for Jables to do obscure pop song covers. So this time, though, we have a little something different. Let's throw over to it. Here is Jib Jab with Jables.
Jib Jab. Ladies and gentlemen, Jib Jab with Jables.
All right, as to not spoil our listeners with too much musical greatness, I was going to say goodness, but I want to pat myself on the back.
Greatness.
Nice. I figured this time we could do a live Jib Jab and interact with my guest, Foxman.
On the episode that I call you a co-host?
Well, I mean, I guess you're kind of a guest during the segment. It's Jib Jab with Jables. I'm bringing you in.
With Jables?
Although, who else is going to... We're going to have somebody else in this blanket fort?
Nobody is coming into this fort. No. I tried to get the Boob Tube Buddies to record in here, and they're like, here? No thanks. No, of course not.
They're so fucking high and mighty, though. All right. So, I just thought I'd put together my top 5 interesting facts that I bet you and most listeners didn't know.
We'll see about that.
No lying. All right. Jimmy McGill actually lives on the same street as Gale from Breaking Bad.
Who's Gale?
Gale is the chemist that gets blasted.
Gotcha.
And I guess the nerds...
all right, I'm saying true.
The Reddit nerds, I guess, they I think it was the pilot episode or one of the very first episodes, he puts a check up to the glass plane.
Okay.
Plane. Jesus Christ.
Windshield?
No. It was in a tax collector's office or something like that.
Okay, gotcha.
And he slaps
you see his
there,
address.
And you can't see it, but I guess super enhanced on a computer, it's blown up, and it's the same street that Gale happened to live on.
Okay.
To get blasted. Just a little nod to Breaking Bad.
I will say, shout out to my Reddit nerds. You guys know I fucking love my Reddit.
Yeah, you do.
Also, shout out to the Boob Tube Buddies subreddit.
Oh, no.
Hey, come on, man. I learned to code CSS for that shit. We have 12 followers.
12?
I don't get it. We have fucking thousands of listeners, tens of thousands of
Nobody does
listens.
Reddit. I mean, I've never even heard of Reddit before.
Nobody does. Dude, millions of people do
Millions
Reddit.
of fucking losers.
Oh my god.
Except for all the Reddit fans.
Yes, Redditors, I am so sorry. He knows not what he does.
To be fair, this is coming from a guy that only watches Sunny over and over and over and over.
Yes,
so
this guy's fucking scrolling through BuzzFeed all the time.
I also don't know what that is.
God, you are such a chud. It's shocking how chuddy you
I know
are.
what Kick is.
I don't. Oh yeah, I do the messaging
The
app.
cool teen messaging app.
Cool story, bro. All right, what's your next one?
Anyways, in the pilot episode, Jimmy parks his piece of shit Suzuki Esteem, which is a hilarious name for that car, next to Cadillac DeVille, which eventually he ends up driving.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
Little Easter eggs. I
Yeah.
love Easter eggs. So.
yeah. That's very very small Easter egg, but I guess that's the point of this, right?
Right.
It's those little things that nobody would piece together
right.
if they weren't a super cool Reddit nerd.
Yeah, I fucking love Redditors.
Nice.
Is that what they're called?
Yes, I
Redditors?
love your about turn.
All right, another little Easter egg for you. The red fob that Jimmy has for his car
Okay.
is the same one that Walter White puts in the mailbox right before he sets the finale with the machine gun. It's the same. I mean, you can't miss it. It's fucking like bright red fob. I've never even seen one.
Wow, that is really cool. I truly had no idea about that one, and actually find that really interesting.
Nice. All right. This one you probably did know. I knew it, but I like it anyway. All episodes in season 1 end in the letter O.
No, I had no idea.
It had the first one was Uno, Mijo, Nacho, Hero, and Jello. And I noticed that I was watching
There were only
it.
5 episodes in season 1?
Yeah,
Were there really?
yeah, a little short.
Wow. I just rewatched them not that long ago, but I guess going through Netflix,
Right,
I just
I mean, they
didn't
all
even
mesh
realize.
together.
Yeah, that's true.
Same thing with Black Mirror. Black Mirror threw me off because it's got like 3 episodes, then 2, then 4, some weird shit like that.
Check out our coverage of Black Mirror. We've done every single episode.
That's true. I even did an interview.
Yeah,
that
you
was
did.
back when I was a peon. Not that
Peon.
interviewers are peons. God, I'm just
Oh.
fucking burning every bridge.
Jesus Christ.
You just construct all these bridges. And I just go
Even
behind with
Brookie
matches.
Shy was an interviewee on there. Is he a peon?
No, dude. Do I write songs for peons?
I mean, I feel like you write songs for whomever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No accolades there. The reason I found that interesting is because Vince Gilligan then went on record to say that will at some point come into play later on down the road.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure how.
He did a similar thing with, I guess, some titles of Breaking Bad. As you saw, I was in a rush, so I couldn't really do extensive research, but there was something with the title and some action that actually happened during the episode.
Yeah, and I remember that the last one was called Felina, which had like a million different meanings. One of which, if you switch the letters around, it was finale, and it's also the song that they ended up playing or something like that. And there's a million different things.
Right, so he's doing another little thing.
Yeah,
with
they're
the
always
letter O
working
at
on
the end.
multiple levels.
Right. So there's that. And then my favorite one, which I can't even imagine if it came to be, but originally this show was going to go in one of 2 directions. The writers really didn't know exactly how to portray Saul Goodman, and they were going between, should it be just a comedy? Nice whistle. Should it be just a comedy? Should it be just a drama?
I remember reading about that.
They ended up obviously going with the dramedy, which is a wonderful choice. But the first frontrunner for the idea was supposed to be a 30-minute sitcom of Saul Goodman and his hijinks and just almost like slapstick comedy.
I am so glad that
because
honestly, I feel like that would have probably degraded the
for sure,
like the good name. That would have been the Jimmy McGill to Chuck McGill.
Yeah,
right.
It really would have been. Yeah, I can't even
Soiling
imagine
the sterling reputation.
That and the other idea that they were definitely going to go ahead with before the dramedy and everything else was they were going to have him. Basically, I can't remember the fancy word I used a couple episodes back. Crime procedural?
Yeah, nice.
All right.
Yeah.
What was it? All right. So they were going to do that and have him basically start to finish with a different client each week. And it just running through like that, but not the overlying, deep storylines.
Yeah, to me, that would have worked if they would have mixed it with the deep storyline.
I don't think that's what they were going for. They were just going to do like a...
To me, that would be an interesting take if it married that concept and this one.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be super into a show where he just gets some scumbag off.
Yeah, not if that was
week.
the main part of it. But I'm saying, like, if that was... like every few episodes he's kind of cycling through a different thing as we have other stuff going on with him and Mike.
And I can see them doing that later on once he becomes Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
They have a lot of material to work with just some fucking shitty douchebag and how he manipulates and gets him off and stuff like that.
Agreed,
so
yes.
That'll definitely be...
Are you noticing all the mosquitoes in here? It's like fucking cross-section in Mumbai. I fucking hate it. Look at them. They're all over you. What is going on?
I got that sweet blood.
Oh, God.
It's made of grease and sugar.
Oh, my God. Okay, so is that it?
That can be it. You seem bored with this.
Oh, my God.
I'll go back to singing next week. I'm sorry.
No, I thought it was good, buddy. I thought you did a great job bringing back the songs. So thank you very much for going through and coming up with those. I know you worked terribly hard on it all throughout the episode.
Yeah, 10 days throughout the episode. Gosh damn it, calling me out.
So anyway, okay, very good. That was, at the very least, I appreciate that we have a little bit of variety to Jib Jab with Jables. I thought that was a great job, and that was some interesting stuff. I had not heard any of that stuff, with the exception of I knew that they struggled landing on what the tone and direction of the show was going to be.
Nice.
But yeah, that was really interesting. I don't
get
think
the truth for you.
Yeah, the 30-minute sitcom thing. Woof.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Buzz's girlfriend, right?
Oh, nice.
Home Alone.
Yeah. Woof. Is that why you've been saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
This is the first time I've actually let out the Buzz's girlfriend part, and I've been saying woof
you
for
say
years.
woof all the time. I've almost started saying woof because you've been saying it so
I've been
often.
saying it for years, and that's what it's from.
Woof.
All right, so anyway, I'll let the cat out of the bag.
I like that.
All right, so anyway, that was Jib Jab with Jables.
www.audibletrial.com/Boob Buddies.
Get it, got it good.
Hello. Robo Foxman here to tell you about Audible.com. I accessed Audible's internal servers to teach myself about your species. I learned to laugh. I learned to love. And now I'm going to exterminate you all. You too can access this great wealth of information for free. By doing so, you also support the hilarious podcast, Boob Tube Buddies. That human, Foxman, is especially funny. Ha.
Huh.
Go to www.audibletrial.com/BoobTubeBuddies to get your free month trial. The best way to predict the future is to invent it.
Little buddies.
Okay, that is Jib Jab with Jables. That's our Audible ad. That is the episode. So real quick, let me just say we have Sense 8 starting this week. We still have, actually no, we just finished Feud, Betty and Joan, which was the Boob Tube Buddies covering that. It was the finale this week. We have Ghost in the Shell, the movie review. Philosopher, who you have taken to calling Frey Rapist.
I was going to say it, but I didn't know if
the most insulting, terrible name ever.
Frey Rapist?
Yeah, Philosopher and Mothman did that one.
To be fair, I thought he was a therapist, not a philosopher. So it was Frey Rapist, not
like
a Frey
the
Rapist.
Sunny joke, full-on rapist, because that's what Charlie thinks that philanthropist. Yeah. But anyway, so those are some of the things that we have going on. We got a lot more stuff coming up. I know that we have American Gods in a couple of weeks, Twin Peaks, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Preacher, Game of Thrones, and we'll still be doing movie reviews in between. So if there's anything else you'd like to hear us do, please write in. Again, we really just want to hear from you guys. I'm not going to shell out anything else this week. Just
not even the Patreon page?
Nice. The look on your face of like confusion. But seriously, write in. We love hearing from you guys. It's the best thing about this. And not having nanners has fucking crushed our souls.
There's a hole in my soul.
I mean, there were plenty of time. Honestly, I said I was sick. No, I just didn't want to do the podcast for the last couple of days.
You're lucky I'm here.
Anyways, thank you guys very much for joining us. Jables, why don't you tie a bow on this bitch?
We'll see you next time, especially you Reddit buddies.